Part 10. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 91. Anyway, I don't want to. Otherwise do not do it again and again. I propose, let's just send elites to guard the city wall and bombard him with artillery. Don't let him enter the city. Otherwise, we will have a good life. Zhang Qinggui, the head of the Zhang family, had a murderous look on his face. He felt that it was safer to control the power in his own hands. And Fang Fan has obviously become a hindrance to him. I disagree. Fang Fan chose to go out to slaughter the zombie king for the sake of saving the entire Zhongcheng. Don't you think it's too much? I can't do anything about killing the donkey. Zhao Zhen, the head of the Zhao family, glanced at Zhang Qinggui, and said angrily, he still has a bottom line. I don't agree either. That Fang Fan didn't say anything, maybe our four major families will not be affected? Let him become the fifth largest force in Zhongcheng. And my son is still down there. It's going to be bombarded, is my son still alive? Zhou Ba, the patriarch of the Zhou family, proposed a possibility. If Fang Fan could become the fifth largest force, he is not unacceptable. Zhang Qinggui suddenly became angry when he saw that Zhao Zhen and Zhou Ba were both in opposition. What the hell are these people expecting? He. Patriarch Zhou, you are thinking too simply. Since he has become the city lord of Zhongcheng, and he has 2 3-star legions under his command, now he has an army of 10,000 zombies, you think he will be safe? Set up a fifth power by dividing the land. I can guarantee that if he is allowed to enter the city, our 4 major families will be blood-bathed. The bigger picture. As for your son, he won't run. It's too late now. Zhang Qinggui said firmly, killing intent flowing in his eyes. He is insecure anyway, he just wants to stifle all risks in the cradle. Patriarch son, you have to say something. Zhang Qinggui glanced at Sun Ting, this old fox, is really capable, and he did everything to offend people. Sun Ting's brows were furrowed, and his heart was filled with infinite thoughts. Killing Fang Fan, it's not feasible. Don't forget, the legion under his command is already powerful, and now there is a zombie army of 10,000 people. Even if we have the advantage of the location, I am afraid that even if we kill them, we will not have much left. At that time, the power of our family has been beaten, and what can we use to gain a foothold in the end times? Don't be reckless. Sun Ting's old face was full of ravines, and a pair of turbid eyes began to flicker. Then what should we do? Let him come in to clean us up? Patriarch Sun is willing to let go of power? If I remember correctly, Patriarch Sun seems to have a grudge with this Fang Fan, didn't he kill your nephew? Do you think he could treat the Sun family kindly? Zhang Qinggui said sinisterly, he just wants to win over more allies. My nephew was originally courting death, what kind of grudge? I suggest, let Fang Fan keep his zombie army outside the city. If he is willing to keep the zombie army outside the city, it shows that he has no desire to dominate, it's okay to let him in. After coming in, whatever we want, isn't it all right? The corners of Sun Ting's mouth rose, and his face was full of sinister plans. What if he doesn't want to station the zombie army outside the city? Zhang Qinggui's eyes also lit up, he quickly asked. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 92. If you don't want to. That's the wolf's ambition, and there's nothing we can do. For the rights and interests of our respective families, for our family not to be exterminated, we can only fight desperately. Sun Ting deliberately lowered his voice, these few words are limited to the knowledge of a few close family heads. So, very good. I agree. Master Sun is indeed a mature and serious person. I'll be amazed. After Zhang Qingwei listened to the suggestion, he quickly supported it. Now it seems that this is the best plan, at least it is much more secure than what he proposed before. This, my Zhou family agrees. Zhou Ba nodded, as long as his son can come back safely. Zhao Zhen frowned, although he felt a little unethical, but obviously, for the benefit of the family, this is the only way to do it. My Zhao family also supports it. The four major families all agreed, and the reactions of those small families didn't matter at all. Let me station the zombie army outside the city. Otherwise what? As soon as Fang Fan led the zombie army towards Zhongcheng, a Zhongcheng messenger ran over to convey the news. Mr. Fang Fan, you also know that the inner city is the only guarantee for the survivors of Zhongcheng. If the zombie army is let in, it will cause great instability. For the safety of many survivors in Zhongcheng, I think you should still station the zombie army out of town. This is also the unanimous opinion of the four major families. The messenger had a serious look on his face, and the threat in his words was self-evident. What are you doing? Zhang Gao. Fang Fan is my eldest brother. My eldest brother's zombie army is stable. Look at them. They even helped us kill other zombies just now. Letting them into the city will only increase Jiangqing's defenses. Don't be alarmist here. Get out of the way and let us in. Fang Fan hadn't spoken yet, and Zhou Kaishan was immediately upset. They slaughtered the zombie king, but it took a lot of energy. This is outstanding. Why are they not allowed to enter the city? What does this mean? He, young Master Zhou, you can't tell me this, and your father, Patriarch Zhou Ba, also agrees. The messenger Zhang Gao shook his head, his words seemed very calm. Grass. What do you mean? My father is not such a person. How dare you stop us, I will kill you. Zhou Kaishan's complexion changed. He had just participated in the battle to kill the zombie king, and he also climbed out of the pile of dead. Humph. Even if you kill me, it's useless. The zombie army is not stationed outside the city, and the inner city gate can't be opened. The major families in the city don't feel safe. If the zombie army wants to forcibly enter the city, the family owners in the city will try their best to stop it. This time, the major families are fighting against the same enemy, it's also to prevent problems before they happen. Kill the zombies. Zhang Gao's words are almost clear. A murderous intent flashed in Fang Fan's eyes. Kill the donkey. Cross the river and demolish the bridge. This way is too vulgar, isn't it? Fang Fan glanced at the city wall of Zhongcheng, and the figures on the city wall swayed. Obviously this messenger Zhang Gao did not tell a lie. If Fang Fan forcibly leads the zombie army into the city, a bloody battle is inevitable. As for what those families were thinking, does Fang Fan really have no idea? Isn't it because he is afraid that the city lord of Zhongcheng, who has just been granted the seal, will deprive them of their privileges? You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 93. There is nothing wrong with being defensive. It's just a means, it's a bit bad. How to say, Fang Fan also helped Zhongcheng to destroy the zombie king, and he was a hero of Zhongcheng. See how powerful he is now? Want to play the trick of cooking a sly rabbit and a dead dog? Fang Fan's mouth showed a sneer. It also depends on whether you have the qualifications and abilities. No problem, I'll have the zombie army stationed outside the city and clean up the zombies around Zhongcheng by the way. Fang Fan agreed, and even showed a kind smile on his face. Boss, they obviously didn't take you seriously by doing this. As I said, let's do it with them. Zhou Kaishan raised his head, his face full of excitement and urgency. Fang Fan, I think you still need to think about it, this is not a small matter. There's a good chance they're ready in the city. Zhao Yaxin came over and whispered in Fang Fan's ear. It's almost a game that a smart person can see. It's okay, I'm a hero of Zhongcheng, I must have prepared a celebration feast in the city waiting for me to go back. Fang Fan shook his head, looking very indifferent. He knows very well that if he directly leads the zombie army to attack Zhongcheng, but there is a certain chance of breaking the city gate and then killing it. But the loss must be great. These unnecessary losses can actually be avoided. After entering the city, what do those big families think they can do to themselves? They may be thinking too easily. Mr. Fang Fan is still thoughtful. Let's hurry into the city, all the owners may be in a hurry. The messenger Zhang Gao breathed a sigh of relief, and this matter was done. He was also worried, if Fang Fan really beheaded him desperately, he could only be a ghost. Now that Fang Fan can enter the city, it is naturally the best. How will you handle it then don't you just leave it to them? Fang Fan walked in front, the Unicorn Legion and the Demon Legion cleared the way, the Gothic Machine Gunner Legion was closely guarding Fang Fan, and the machine gun in his hand was ready at any time. Galen is also always vigilant, scanning the surroundings. Ada, you lead the zombie army to station in the surrounding area, and by the way, sweep away the zombies scattered around, then recover the exploded cards and magic crystals. Wait for my orders at any time. Fang Fan walked over and patted Ada on the shoulder. The last sentence had a hidden meaning. Ada obeys. Fang Fan and his party continued to move towards Zhongcheng. The major clan heads on the city wall were relieved to see that Fang Fan did not lead the zombie army over. They are also afraid. Fang Fan himself is number 1 on the double list, there are 2 3-star legions under his command, which are awesome. Now add this weird zombie army, enough to make them feel scared. The heads of the 4 major families have different expressions. Sun Ting's face is kind, and he doesn't know what's hidden in his turbid eyes. Zhang Qinggui, the head of the Zhang family, had a vicious look on his face. Zhao Zhen, the head of the Zhao family, sighed a few words. Zhou Bie, the head of the Zhou family, babbled several times, staring at his precious son. When Fang Fan walked in, there was a hurrah, and all the heads of the major families rushed over. After Fang Fan and the others all came in, they slammed the city gate shut. Fang Fan saw it in his eyes, but his expression remained the same. Does this mean he wants to close the door and beat the dog? The key, whose hands is the dog fighting stick? Divine system of the strongest card supplier in the end times, Doomsday strongest card supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 94. Aya, Mr. Fang Fan is a great hero of my Zhongcheng. A great hero. A hero is a boy. This is true. The first sentence was said by Sun Ting, the head of the Sun family. The old man ran over with joy and seemed to be quite excited. Fang Fan glanced at the surroundings. Good guy, 4 2-star legions were displayed in the 2 gangs, and dozens of 1-star legions were also behind. In addition, there were people inside and out, all with guns and live ammunition. The battle was not small. Fang Fan knew that this was obviously aimed at him. Yeah. I have long seen that Mr. Fang Fan is not an ordinary person. If nothing else, the strongest card shop that shakes the entire Zhongcheng is not something that ordinary people can open. There are many people in it. The healing card and serum card have helped many people. Mr. Fang Fan's deeds were announced to the world just now. Tisk tisk tisk, what a grand style. By the way, what else is the seal of the City Lord, the crystal of the City Lord, what does it look like? Let's open our eyes to the old hats. Zhang Qinggui, the head of the Zhang family, walked over with a smile, rubbing his hands with each other, and the murderous intent in his eyes was fleeting. Several patriarchs are really polite. Killing the zombie king for Zhongcheng is originally my duty. It's nothing, as for the city lord of Zhongcheng, the city lord's seal, not to mention, ha ha ha. These old foxes were pretending, and Fang Fan followed suit. Let's take it out and take a look. It's okay to take a look. Holding the seal of the city lord is the city lord. Mr. Fang Fan probably doesn't think much of this position, right? Zhang Qinggui smiled, already a little mean to see the poor. He, Mr. Fang Fan is a master. He has a very good business with that card shop. How can he see the position of the broken city lord, isn't it? A small clan head of the Zhang clan hurriedly followed. Hey! Let's Zhang Cheng, the president of the Self-Saving Association, was the patriarch of the Sun Ting before. I think since Mr. Fang Fan doesn't like the position of the lord of the city, it would be better to hand over the seal of the lord of the city and the crystal of the lord of the city. Leave it to the patriarch of the Sun Ting. I also hope that the patriarch of the Sun family can spare no effort to take on this important task. A small clan head of the Sun family's faction stepped forward and said in a strange tone of yin and yang. By the way, with the seal of the city lord, is it possible to mobilize the zombie army outside? This is a great thing. Use the zombie army to fight zombies, our Zhongcheng will definitely be as stable as Mount Tai. I propose that the 4 major clan heads take turns in charge of the city master's seal. How about it? Very good, very good. I think it should be the case. Our Zhongcheng will definitely be able to grow and develop. Mr. Fang Fan's card shop business will be prosperous. Everyone, you talk to me, and it really seems like that is the case. Fang Fan didn't say a word in the middle, just listened quietly. Listen to what sparks they can toss. I killed the zombie king. The city lord reward I got. The benefits I got from trying my best and charging forward, according to this, all of them have become the 4 major families. Fang Fan sneered in his heart. These people, not only want the position of the city lord, still want military power. That zombie army with the size of 10,000 people, but it makes these people especially jealous. This is to completely empty his Fang Fan. Mr. Fang Fan, why don't you say a word? Don't just talk about us, what about the seal of the city lord and the crystal of the city lord? Since you don't want it, just take it out. Zhang Qinggui, the head of the Zhang family, sneered a few times and walked over impatiently. Divine system of the strongest card supplier in the end times, Doomsday strongest card supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 95. See you in the picture. Are you already disdainful to hide it? Everyone, want to see it? A gleam of light flashed in Fang Fan's eyes, and his words were obvious. Yeah, you take it out. Stop the ink. This is the common meaning of everyone, Mr. Fang Fan, won't he regret it? Don't challenge our patience. Many clan heads have made it very clear that Fang Fan's eyes have changed. Why should I show it to you? Why should I show it to you? The city lord's seal, the city lord's crystals are all mine, and the zombie army also swears allegiance to me. Are you qualified for this? Fang Fan stared at Zhang Qinggui and sneered, letting the atmosphere gradually drop below zero. The situation, is it getting out of control? Fang Fan, what do you mean? We're going to see it today. The seal of the city lord and the crystal of the city lord must be handed over. The same goes for the zombie army. Otherwise, Zhang Qinggui's eyes are full of killing, it's already very obvious. Do you all mean the same thing? Fang Fan laughed and glanced at the patriarchs of the other 3 clans. Sun Ting's cloudy eyes slowly raised. Your Excellency, you should hand it over, your card shop can continue to open. But the power of Zhongcheng, you must hand it over. Sun Ting took a step forward, looking very excited. This moment, he has been waiting for a long time. The head of the Zhou family, Zhou Ba, wanted to say something, but was pulled behind by Zhou Kaishan. Zhao Zhen, the head of the Zhao family, sighed and said nothing. "Get out of the way, I'm going back to the shop." Fang Fan said coldly, and anyone could feel the coldness in his words. "I want to leave now, I'm afraid it's too late. Encircle me. As long as there is any change, kill without mercy." Zhang Qinggui waved his hand excitedly, and all the legions and awakened people rushed over. Sun Ting also nodded secretly, and those who belonged to the Sun family's faction also rushed out. There has never been any change in the Zhao family. As for the Zhou family, there were also some legions and awakened people who rushed over. Kill without mercy? Just rely on them. Tisk, I just came in, are you going to play this game with me? You guys too. All legions. Break a bloody path for me. Those who stand in my way. Kill me. With Fang Fan's order, the Unicorn King led the Unicorn Corps to clear the way ahead, and the Demon Corps and the Gothic Machine Gunner Corps started an all-out attack. The battle and cleaning begins. Everyone in the Zhang family obeys. Kill this traitor for me. Fang Fan has become a zombie. His soul was taken by the Zombie King. Everyone in the Sun family obeys. Kill without mercy. Lin. The Mao family. The bloody battle begins. Dozens of one-star legions formed a siege and attacked Fang Fan. Several two-star legions tried to provoke. Even countless survivors charged with guns and swords. This is a bloody coup. Fight for the right, the way. Zhang Qinggui laughed happily, he felt that he had eliminated an imaginary enemy. Sun Ting also breathed a sigh of relief, and finally kept his status. When he got the seal of the City Lord and became the City Lord of Zhongcheng, all this will be his. Zhou Ba was eager to try in his eyes, but was stopped by Zhou Kaishan. Zhao Zhen walked to the side, and simply didn't help anyone. Most of the dozens of small families in the city participated in the battle. They sent out the most elite troops, and they also wanted to take a share in this coup. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 96. They never know, true power. Galen charged in the crowd like a duck to water. He grabbed Zhang Qinggui, the head of the Zhang family, and easily removed his head. Then, according to Fang Fan's instructions, he rushed to the head of the Sun family, Sun Ting. Seeing that his allies were directly killed, Sun Ting naturally panicked, he avoided frantically, summoned more guards, and tried to protect his own safety. Even dispatched the most elite two-star army Wolf Guard army under his command. But the powerful two-star Wolf Guard in his eyes, turned into corpses under the big sword in front of him. One sword and even one sword in series to kill several Wolf Guards. The dozen or so two-star Wolf Guards were all killed in less than half a minute. Sun Ting ran desperately, he felt that he could not die. He will soon become the city lord of Zhongcheng. All the glory and wealth are his. The Sun family will go to a brand new glory under his leadership. Bang bang bang. The heavy city gate couldn't stand the continuous beating, it was actually knocked open. The zombies rushed in an orderly manner, and the leader of the team was the 4-star zombie Ada. According to the agreement, it's just right to rush in at this moment. The zombie army has entered the city. I don't know who shouted, and the audience was horrified. Although the apocalypse has started for more than 10 days, the fear of the apocalypse has never subsided, especially for these terrifying zombies. These survivors are more or less afraid. Sun Ting swallowed a mouthful of saliva, he looked back with difficulty, and saw the zombie army pouring in like a tide, his face was bleak. But he never gave up running away. And at this moment, the loyal guards around him have been almost killed. The 2-star Wolf Guard Corps, all slaughtered. Many 1-star legions have also become history. The existence wearing the golden armor and stomach was killing him step by step. The gigantic broad-backed longsword landed from the sky, passed over his head, and split him in half. At the end of the day, Sun Ting's eyes rolled. He might have never thought of dying, how could he fail so easily? Fang Fan, how strong is he? This big man who kills endlessly in the crowd, who is it? He will never know. The rebellion was quickly suppressed. These rebels are just numerous, but their strength, too poor. With the army of 10,000 zombies settled in the city, these people seem to have lost their motivation to resist. The Sun family, the Zhang family's diehards were slaughtered. Blood gathers into a river. The entire west gate of Zhangcheng was soaked in blood, and it looked particularly chilling and depressing. Patriarch Zhou, Patriarch Zhao, are you coming too? Fang Fan walked over and gave these two a cold look. He doesn't mind taking the opportunity to clear any obstacles if necessary. In troubled times, the strong is king. City Lord Fang Fan, we never thought to offend you. I only hope that you can let us reserve a place in Zhangcheng. Zhao Zhen, the head of the Zhao family, closed his eyes, his spine bent down involuntarily. The young man in front of him is far more cowardly than they imagined. This is a baby tiger showing its fangs, now this baby tiger is fully grown. The Sun family and Zhang family tried to kill him, but they were slaughtered by him. The most indispensable thing in this world is death. Divine system of the strongest card supplier in the end times, Doomsday strongest card supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 97. Those who know the times are Junja. This is the best time to apply it. Fang Fan nodded and continued to look at the Zhou family's patriarch. Zhou Ba, the head of the Zhou family, looked a little embarrassed, regretful, and more fortunate. In fact, he wanted to make a move just now, but was finally held back by his son Zhou Kaishan. He glanced at the bodies of Sun Ting and Zhang Qinggui on the ground, the bodies shook unnaturally. If he resisted just now, what happened now, should be the same, right? The Zhou family, willing to obey all the arrangements of Fang Fan's city lord. People are the knife and I am the fish, the situation is too clear. If Fang Fan didn't have 10,000 zombie legions to help, but with these advanced legions, they could still try to gamble. But now Fang Fan's army of 10,000 zombies has entered the city, and everything has vanished. If he dares to be disrespectful at all, he will die later. Forget about the rest, at least save your life. What's more, there is a huge Zhou family standing there. He can't just think about himself, but also from the family's point of view. I'm all willing to welcome Fang Fan to the top of the city. I'm waiting for nothing. Just now, I was forced by Sun Ting and Zhang Cheng to commit crimes against the city lord. Please forgive me. Many small family owners and small gang leaders quickly apologized. If you can't see the situation clearly now, that's too sad. Boss, you are really cow. My boss is the city owner. Be careful with me in the future. Zhou Kaishan swooped out, his face full of excitement, the way he showed off his power, it seemed like he was the city owner. Fang Fan shook his head, but did not bother. As long as Zhang Cheng settles down, everything will be fine. Lord City Lord, all the traitors have been killed. Killed more than 3,000 enemies. Seized 10,000 cards and 200,000 magic crystals. Ade came over and delivered a lot of magic crystals and cards. Fang Fan waved his hand and directly collected the spoils into the Sumi space. Hans, you took someone to copy Jiang's house. Ada, you led the zombie army to take down the Sun family. Now I am the city owner of Zhangcheng, and I am responsible for the safety of Zhangcheng. You can still go out of the city to slaughter zombies normally. Everything is the same as before. What happened today is just the result of the Sun family and the Zhang family. I will not pursue the rest of the people. On the land of Zhongcheng, as long as you don't touch my rules and bottom line, you are still free. Fang Fan glanced at the small clan head and various small gang leaders in front of him, waved his hand, and immediately dismissed. He is not a murderer. He also didn't want Zhongcheng to become an empty city. The biggest change in Zhongcheng now is the change of a leader. The zombie army guards the city gate, and everything is still running according to the original rhythm. Ding! The host has completely controlled Zhongcheng. The random mission in power has been completed. Mission reward: a new card Awakening card has been added to the daily series of cards. Awakening card. Introduction: it can help humans with deviant aptitudes to be forced to awaken, and there is a 30% chance of becoming awakened. Remarks: this has always been a favorite of Wastewood. Price: 1000 low-grade magic crystals. Awakened is actually deployed to the ranks of the daily series of cards. This is not bad. 1000 low-grade magic crystals, although it's a bit expensive, it's definitely acceptable. As the Doomsday comes, although there are more and more awakens, it is clear that most of the survivors still do not have the opportunity to become awakened. And this kind of awakening card can have a 30% chance to help awaken and become an awakened. According to the probability, 3 awakening cards can guarantee to become an awakened. 3 awakening cards are 9000 magic crystals. You have an expensive reason. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 98. Fang Fan was actually quite satisfied with this reward. World Announcement. Kellen of the M Country kills the second zombie king. Become the Lord of Shitten City. The God of Doomsday will reward Zhongcheng City Lord with 1 seal. 1 Zhongcheng City Lord Crystal. 50 high-grade magic crystals. 200 promotion cards. World Announcement. Sakura Country Kimura Raf killed the 3rd zombie king and became the Lord of Bantu City. The God of Doomsday will reward Aothea City Lord with 1 seal. 1 Aothea City Lord's Crystal. 30 high-grade magic crystals. 100 promotion cards. Fang Fan's eyes lit up more and more as the world announcements came one after another. Sure enough, it is not his privilege to be the city owner of a city. Powerful survivors who slaughtered the zombie king in other countries can still get a seal. This God of the End, is he trying to split the whole world? Then attack each other? Fang Fan lowered his head. He seemed to be able to foresee the future. Even if those terrifying zombies are cleaned up, I'm afraid there will never be peace in this world. The city lords of the major cities, they will attack each other because of their interests. In such an era, maybe they really don't want to. World Announcement. Huaguo Liji successfully occupied 3 medium-sized cities and above, and conferred the title of Marquis. Establish a Marquis. The God of Doomsday will reward Hokuyu with a jade seal and a Hoguo crystal. 50,000 zombie army. As the first existence to establish a Ho kingdom, reward 1000 high-grade magic crystals and 1000 promotion cards. Hoguo. Has the Ho kingdom been established? Possessing 3 or more medium-sized cities, so quickly? Fang Fan lowered his head and pondered, this world, is really going to be in chaos. As the zombie kings everywhere are beheaded, there will be more and more city owners. And the human heart, has no end. To be strong, they can do anything. Can the position of the city master satisfy the ambition? Is the position of the Lord of the Ho kingdom enough? Or is there a more powerful principality behind? Kingdom? Even an invincible empire? Fang Fan breathed a sigh of relief. I just want to live. I want to be stronger. Don't come to provoke me, everything is easy to say. Fang Fan clenched his hands tightly, and there was a flash of light in his eyes. Use the City Lord Crystal. Fang Fan took out the Zhongcheng City Lord crystal in his hand and used it directly near his card shop. Immediately, a huge city master's mansion rose from the ground. Magical workmanship, nothing more than this. With the increasing number of legions under Fang Fan, a card shop can no longer live, and such a place is indeed needed. The city lord's mansion has a retro style, similar to the type of castle, where troops can be stationed to guard it. At a glance, it was a 3-story building, almost 10 meters high. There are various types of rooms, which are very spacious. It covers an area of about 10,000 square meters, and it seems to be very good. Walking into the city lord's mansion, a sense of simplicity invaded, mixed with a faint fragrance. There is a large conference hall on the first floor and a huge training ground. The second and third floors are where people can live. In the room in the center of the third floor, a blue crystal that was as tall as one person stood. According to the rules set by the so-called god of Doomsday, if this crystal shatters, the city is almost a change of ownership. You will lead the zombie army to station here in the future. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu. Chapter 99. The card of the Zombie King burst. I haven't had time to check it. There are 30 promotion cards, not bad. It's worth 100,000 magic crystals. There are also a lot of weapon cards, which can be used to equip the zombie army. The Legion Synthesis card, this is also needed. Zombie Imprisonment card. Introduction, you can imprison zombies below 7 stars for 3 seconds. Remarks, necessary props for Yin people. Fang Fan collected all kinds of cards, the reward is very good. With Jiang's and Sun's homes being raided, nearly 500,000 magic crystals were harvested. In addition, when he became the city lord before, the god of the end times also rewarded 100 high-grade magic crystals, which is 1 million when converted into low-grade magic crystals. Plus some extra gains, etc. Fang Fan has nearly 2 million magic crystals in his hands. And the promotion cards in his hand, there are more than 700 cards. Most of them are rewards from the god of the end of the world when they become the first city lord. Let's not talk about what the hell this god of the end is, but at least the things people give are affordable. More than 700 promotion cards, it's still a little short to promote the demon army. Fang Fan frowned, his eyes couldn't help but glance at the 2 million magic crystals. If you use the directional extraction promotion card, there will be about 5,000 magic crystals. 2 million magic crystals, that's almost 400. In addition to the more than 700 cards I have now, there are more than 1,110 cards in total. The Demon Legion needs 1,110 cards to be promoted, it's just right. At first, Fang Fan thought he was very rich. 2 million magic crystals, who will compete with each other? Now it seems, still very hummed. Upgrading a demon army will empty his family. One can imagine how difficult it is to upgrade the army. This is Fang Fan's golden finger with the card supplier system. If the average person wants to upgrade the Legion to this level, wait for the next life. Although Satan has always been restless, he has helped him accomplish a lot recently. If I didn't have Satan when I went to kill the Zombie King before, I would definitely not succeed. Besides, I also promised to give priority to the promotion of his demon army. Forget it, go bankrupt if you go bankrupt, this is nothing. Fang Fan resolutely made up his mind. Start to draw promotion cards in a targeted manner. As Fang Fan's thoughts moved, the system began to run at full speed. When the nearly 2 million magic crystals were exhausted, Fang Fan had 500 more promotion cards in his hand. Today's luck is not bad, almost 4,000 magic crystals have been drawn to a promotion card. Fang Fan nodded with satisfaction, plus his existing more than 700 promotion cards, that's more than 1,200 cards. Satan, summon the demon army. Fang Fan breathed a sigh of relief, walked out the door, and called out Satan. Now Satan is fully devoted to finding magic crystals. When he raided the Sun's and Jiang's homes before, he was also the most active. Hey! Boss! What's the matter? I grabbed more than 10,000 magic crystals. Counting the previous ones, I have saved more than 300,000 magic crystals. Satan's hostility to Fangfan has now disappeared. Although it's still not pleasant to have a master covering his head, but subconsciously, he has begun to accept it. Besides, it's not okay not to accept it. But if you want to resist, Galen's big man will directly beat him to a bruised nose. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 100. And Satan also feels the crisis. When he was first summoned, Fang Fan only had a 2-star Yellow Turban leader army by his side, and his demon army was definitely the most powerful as a 3-star army. He thought that Fang Fan had to rely on him. But it's different now. First came a unicorn army even more arrogant than him. Even if Satan is the master of demons, he would not dare to fight directly with such a bright holy object. And the zombie army that will follow. Ada, the leader of the 10,000 strong zombie army, is a 4-star zombie, much stronger than him. So from Satan's point of view, Fang Fan has a dispensable attitude towards him. Thinking about it is also sad, so he will search for magic crystals like chicken blood all day long. It's just that this magic crystal is so easy to get. After running around for so many days, I barely saved 300,000, which is still far from the grand goal of 5 million. Fang Fan nodded and then continued. Gather the demon army. Is there no restlessness in the city recently? Fang Fan's face showed a thoughtful look. He was thinking about how to allocate promotion cards. If it's only 1,100 pieces, naturally there is no need to worry. But now that there are more than 100 more pictures, we need to think about it. Satan's face changed. What happened to the boss? This look, isn't it? Dissatisfied with yourself? Ready to get your hands dirty? Is it because of his rebelliousness before, so he wants to settle accounts after the autumn? After all, Zhang Cheng has stabilized now, and he doesn't need his presence much anymore. And he is indeed a restless factor. Boss, don't drive me away, I. Satan's face is complicated and somewhat regretful. They are demons like this, they are willing to succumb to the strong, but for the weak, they are more willing to bully. This is by nature, so at first he was really impatient with Fang Fan. But as time progressed, he also knew the dangers around him, and he felt that it would be good to follow Fang Fan. If he leaves now, he doesn't know where to go. Accustomed to this kind of life, accustomed to obeying Fang Fan's dispatch, he is unwilling to leave, and more, unwilling to go to hell now. What the hell are you thinking about? I asked you to convene the Demon Legion because I wanted to be promoted to the Demon Legion. Didn't you always want to be promoted? Now that the promotion card is enough, the labor and management think of you first, and you are still here to tempt me. Fang Fan kicked out angrily, and Satan flipped several somersaults and fell to the ground. But instead of showing any resentment on Satan's face, he looked extremely excited. Yes, little brats. Come out. Satan gritted his teeth, 2 demon wings fluttered, and an infinite complex expression emerged in his heart. He never expected, Fang Fan really fulfilled his promise. After being summoned for so many days, he knew exactly what more than 1,000 promotion cards meant. After copying the second of the 4 major families in Zhangcheng, the magic crystal obtained was only 500,000. If he wants to collect 5 million by himself, he needs to wait until which year and month. They are all selfish and shameless. Suddenly being treated like this by Fang Fan, Satan feels a little uncomfortable. Lord, Lord, thank you, thank you. Satan lowered his head and said those two words very bluntly. A voice of the Lord has already represented his heart.